What's going on, everyone? It's Zcash here, and guys, I got a crazy video for you guys today. And I recently did a submission for my One Piece cards to PSA, and guys, this submission was crazy. I already know what the grades were. I already reacted to the gradings with my friends, but I just want to show it to you guys because this was a crazy submission. This is my first time submitting cards to PSA, and holy shit, man, I think I just got lucky on this one because these grades were insane. And I'm going to show you guys. As you can see here, guys, the stack is here. These are all the cards I graded. I think it's about 26 cards. Hey, guys, we're going to get into this. So, the first card I graded was the Law Alt Art from OPO 5. As you can see, Gem Mint 10. I already knew this was going to be a 10. The centering, everything was good. There was no scuffs on here or anything. So, I'm happy with this. This is my first one. That was a 10. Let's go into the second one. This is the Kaido Alt Art Leader from OPO 1, guys. And this came back a Gem Mid 10. And I think there was nothing wrong with it. I was like happy with this. I knew this was going to be a 10. The centering was good. No white scuffs on it. It looked perfect. I'm like, cool. Sponsor alert. Now, if you guys haven't checked out Arcane Fortress, you guys should definitely check them out. They create a bunch of playmats and deck boxes, and guys, they are very high quality and they look amazing. With the playmats, there's a couple of designs you can choose from and they all look freaking great. My favorite one is the Decaying Swamp. That playmat just looks amazing to me. I don't know why, just the purple color mixed in with the black looks amazing. And guys, they also do deck boxes, and their deck boxes are very amazing and they're really high quality, and their deck boxes have something that regular deck boxes don't usually have. They have an extra slot to put your dices in, which is amazing because like usually when I'm in tournaments I need freaking dices and I hate putting dices in my pocket. I rather have a slot with my deck box where I can put the dices in. This works perfect. I'm about to start a match. I'm like, all right, let's take out my dices. Amazing deck box, and the designs are very nice, very high quality. And my favorite deck box is the Decaying Swamp, which works perfect because I can use the Decaying Swamp playmat and the Decaying Swamp deck box, and it goes perfect with the whole combination. But yeah, guys, if you want to check them out, I'll put the link for Arcade Forest in the description below. And guys, if you click on the link in the description below, it'll automatically apply a discount to your cart, so you'll get a discount on anything you purchase on their website. And if the discount doesn't apply automatically to your cart, then you could use code Zcash for the discount and it will be applied to your order. Anyways, back to the video. Alright, I'm back, guys. Just had a cough. But yeah, this came back a Gem Mint 10. It is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this. Now let's move on to the next one, which was the Yamato Secret Rare Alt Art from OPO 1. This is probably one of my favorite cards from the One Piece card game. Just the design and everything just looks fucking crazy. And look at it, guys. It came back a Gem Mint 10. Nothing was wrong with it. I knew this was going to come back a Gem Mint 10. I'd be shocked if most of those cards I already showed came back a 9. I'd be like, no, this is 100% 10. I was happy with this. Now let's move on to the next card. This card, guys, I think PSA fucked up. I don't even know how the fuck they gave this card a 10. It is the Alt Art Leader Doflamingo from OPO 1, and you can already see something's wrong with it. As you can see, look at the centering from here to here. It's fucking off. And they gave this a 10. And guys, let me show you something that's even crazier. Look at the back centering, guys. It is fucking off. You could see the centering from here to here. It is fucking off. And he gave a 10 for this, which I'm so fucking shocked. I went into this knowing it was going to come back a 9. I'm like, if it's a 10, it will be a shocker. But holy shit, they gave this a 10. And I was so happy with this because I thought it was going to be a 9. Because you could see the centering is fucking off on this. And holy shit, they gave this a fucking 10. It's like, I think the guy grading is just having a good day or something, man. But yeah, this came back a 10, which is crazy. The centering's off, but I'm happy with this, man. A 10 on this, I'll take it. Then the next card I graded was the Secret Rare Alt Art Shanks from OPO 1. This I knew was going to come back a 10. There was nothing wrong with this. I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with this. I was happy with this. Next one is the Boa Alt Art from OPO 1. This came back a 10. And guys, most of the cards I graded here, I think, yeah, 90% of them were OPO 1 cards. The only one that wasn't the OPO 1 card was this law. And the only reason why I even graded this law is because I just like the artwork on it. And I pulled it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to grade this. I like this. I'm going to keep this as, it's a good card to keep as a collection. So I kept it. And I graded it, came back a 10, and happy with that. But yeah, I think the rest are just going to be all oh no, there are 2 cards that aren't from OPO1. You'll know when you see them. But yeah, most of the cards, I would say 80 to 90% of them are OPO1 cards. But yeah, as you can see, it is a Gem Mint 10. Looks perfect. So I was happy with this. Let's move on to the next one. The Doflamingo alt art from OPO1. Gem Mint 10. I had no problems with this. I knew it was going to come back at Gem Mint 10. I'm happy with this. But I actually, guys, you could see the centering is actually, let me check from here too. Yeah, the centering is actually kind of off on this, guys. As you could see, the side centering, you could see it's off. Like, I don't know, man. Whoever graded my cards, man, he was probably having a great day. And he gave me 10s, man. This is another 10 right here. So now the next one, this one, I really wanted to be a 10. And I'm so glad it came back at 10. It is the Luffy alt art leader. And guys, this is the first wave version, not the errata. It is the first wave version, and it came back at 10. I really wanted this to come back at 10, and it came back at 10. I kind of knew it was going to come back at 10 because like there's no scuffs on it. The centering looks fine. I see nothing wrong with it, so I was happy with this. Now the next one is the not the Doflamingo. What am I saying? The Mihawk alt art from OPO1, which came back at 10. I actually like this one a lot. I don't know, the design and everything just looks really great. Came back at 10. I had no problems with this. I knew this was going to come back at 10. So I'm happy with this. Let's move on to the next one. This one, I really wanted it to come back at 10. And it did come back at 10. It is the alt art law. And the crazy part is, this is also the first wave version. There's a errata version for this. And there's a first wave version for this. And this is the first wave. Came back at 10. I knew it should have came back at 10. There was nothing wrong with this too. Most of the cards are submitted. Should have came back at 10. That Doflamingo though, I don't know. That Doflamingo alter leader, I don't know how the fuck that guy gave it a 10. But most of these, I knew they were going to be 10s, and it came back 10s. Now, the next one is the Sanji alt art. Unfortunately, this is the errata version, as you can see there. It's a second wave print. It's not the first wave print. But I still ended up grading this because I'm actually keeping most of these cards for collection. Maybe the dupes, there's some dupes that I ended up grading. Those I'm going to sell. But the rest, I'm keeping them as collections because I'm a big fan of the One Piece card game. And OPO1 was a set I liked a lot. And I collected a lot of OPO1 cards. And yeah, I'm keeping these for collections, man. It's not for investing. It's just my personal collection. I actually like them. That's probably, yeah. And yeah, this one came back at 10. As you can see, the centering was off on this too. And as you can see from here to here, centering was off, but I still ended up getting back at 10, man. I'm telling you, the guy who graded these was probably in a good mood, man. He gave me 10s on these. But yeah, another one now. Boa from OPO1. I got another dupe of this. This one I'm probably going to sell. Again, this one's another 10. So that's great, but I'm probably going to sell one of them because I don't want dupes. I just want to keep one of each. And yeah, this one came back at 10. I kind of knew it was going to come back at 10. Nothing wrong with this. And then this one I'm probably going to sell too. It is another Yamato from OP1, the Secret Rare alt art. This one also came back at 10. Nothing wrong with this. I knew it was going to come back at 10. But actually, never mind. I didn't even check these cards properly. You can see, the centering's freaking off. Man, I don't know. Sometimes, like, I seen people who got this type of centering, and they ended up getting cards, and it came back 9s with those. But this came back at 10, even with the off centering. I don't know. I just feel like I just got lucky. The guy who graded my card was just having a great freaking day. He's like, screw it, I'm going to give a 10. This one gets a 10. The other one gives a 10. Everyone gets a 10. I don't know what happened. This one now, the Trafalgar Law, is the errata version. It's a second wave print, but came back as a 10. I think this one, yeah, as you can see. Man, a lot of these cards are off-centered. Still ended up coming back at 10. Maybe the reason why he gave these 10s is because everything in the card looks really good. It's just the centering's off. So he's like, screw it, I'm still going to give it a 10 if the centering's off. Or, I don't know, PSA is just freaking doing some next crazy shit. I don't know. This one is now the SR Luffy alt art from OPO1. This also came back at 10. Looks great. I believe this was... I think I knew this should have came back at 10. Everything looks right on this. Then I got another one. This is the same one. Basically a dupe of this, which I'm most likely going to sell one of them. This one also came back at 10. As you can see, centering looks good on it, so I don't think there's anything wrong with it. This one, though, was a big one. I really wanted this to be a 10, and it came back at 10. The Zoro alt art leader, which I actually like a lot, and it came back a freaking 10. I think those... I think there was something, yeah, as you could see, actually, no, I don't know. I can't really tell, but I think the centering was a bit off on this. I was kind of scared of this, but it came back a 10. So I'm happy with this. But I don't know, the centering wasn't that off, so it makes sense why this got a 10. But that Doflamingo Alt Art leader, man, that should have not got a 10. You guys seen that. This centering is freaking off on that. But I'm happy with the Zoro, and as you can see, guys, I ended up grading another Zoro. This one also came back a 10. I am so happy with this because I'm going to sell one Zoro. And to be honest, I think selling one of these will make most of my money back for how much I paid for grading these cards. So that's why I really wanted the Zoro to come back at 10, because then I just sell one of them and the rest of the cards are just free and I keep them for my collection. Alright, so now let's move on to the next one, which is the Doflamingo Alt Art from OPO1. I got another one. I believe I graded 2 of these. This one also came back at 10. And guys, as you could see, whoever graded these cards, man, he was just having a really happy day, man. Just 10s after 10s after 10s, and all this was in one submission. But now this one I'm kind of sad about, but I kind of knew this was gonna come a 9. If PSA gave this a 10, I would have been like, holy shit, how the hell did they even give this a 10? This is the errata version of the Luffy Alt Art leader from OPO1, and it came back a 9. I'll show you why this came back a 9. The centering looks fine on this, as you can see. Centering is good on this, but there's something in the back, and I'm probably sure you'll be able to see it too right now. Centering's kind of off, which still could have came back at 10, but as you could see right there, guys, there is whitening on the card right there, which I kind of already knew going into this it was gonna be a 9. I was just hoping maybe it could have been 10, but come on, like, even if the guy's having a great day grading these, you can't give this a 10. Come on, it has whitening and the centering's off, so I kind of knew this is gonna come a 9. So I was happy with this, because if you look at the rest, those have been 10s. All those bit 10s. This is the first 9 that I got. But now this one is the Championship Law. It's a JP version. I believe they are making the English one of this. I thought they were never going to make the English version of this, but they're actually making English one of this. But the cards gotta look way different, and I also heard it's not going to have the championship stamp on it. But this came back a 10. This is actually a gift that someone gave to me for my birthday, so that's why I graded it, and I'm actually keeping it. This one I'm never going to sell. It's a gift, so that's why I'm keeping this. But yeah, this came back a 10. I knew it was going to come back a 10. The card just looked too good. Now the next one is, this one is not from OPO1. This one is from OPO4, the Whitebeard SP, which came back a Gem Mint 10, which I'm very happy with because I kind of knew it was going to come back at 10. And this one I really wanted to be a 10. And the design of this card looks very cool, which is the Boa SP from OPO4. It came back a freaking 10. But I knew it was going to come back at 10. Centering is kind of off, but like everything else looked great on this card. So like, come on, he gave all those, he gave that Doflamingo a 10. After that, once I seen that, I'm like, no, every card should be a 10, except that Luffy, which made sense. But now the next one, I thought this one was going to be a 9. And I'll show you guys why I thought this is going to be a 9. But it came back a 10. It is the Monkey D. Luffy Super Pre-Release Starter Deck Leader. This one, I didn't expect it to come back at 10. I thought it was going to be a 9. But it came back at 10. And I'll show you why, guys. The centering, everything looked good, but there was something in it that I thought was going to drop the grade. And plus, guys, I actually used this in tournaments. I actually used this Luffy leader in tournaments. So that's the reason why I thought maybe it could get a 9, because maybe a scratch or something came on it. But it came back at 10. I'll show you guys why I thought this wasn't going to come back at 10. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it from the camera, but I'll show you guys. Over here, I'm not sure if you can see it from the camera. The way the card was cut wasn't cut right. It was kind of cut like I'll say like a point, or like a couple of 0.5 or 0.3 inches more inwards. I'm not sure if you could see, but like over here, the card kind of like goes inwards. I'm not sure if you could see it, but like because of that, there have been people that I've seen that graded cards like these, and it came back a 9 because of that. I'm not sure if you're able to see it here. Let's see. It's like, let me check. It's like basically here. Like, I don't think so you're able to see it. But like basically there's like a small, not a bend, but just the way the card was cut. It was kind of cut inwards. And because of that, I thought it was going to freaking get a 9. But holy shit, this came back a 10. This and the Doflamingo that was off-centered like crazy, the Doflamingo leader, I thought these were going to come back a 9. But holy shit, these came back at 10. And once I seen these two 10s, I'm like, this is probably one of the best. This is my first submission. And holy shit, I'm just getting 10s thrown at these submissions. What the fuck is going on? Now, this one's a sick one too. This one is the Kid from OPO 1. There's an errata version for this and a first wave version for this. And as you can see, this is actually the first wave version of it. And this one, guys, came back a fucking 10. And I knew it was going to come back at 10. Everything looked good on this. Maybe the centering's a bit off, but come on, like PSA, you're throwing just 10s. And now this is the last card, which is the Alt Art Leader King, which also came back at 10. And yeah, everything was right. I knew it was going to come back at 10. But this is a crazy submission, guys. I submitted 26 cards. Out of these 26 cards, only one of them freaking came back a 9. And this is a big W for me because I was expecting to at least get 3 to 4 9s. But holy shit, I only got 1 9. And that one I already knew was going to come a 9. Because it had the whitening on it. I'm like, centering's kind of off. I'm like, okay, no way this is getting a 10. If that got a 10, holy shit, that's just fucking crazy. But yeah, I'm happy with the submission. All of them came back at 10 except one. That's like what, 90 to 95% ratio. I'm cool with that. But yeah, that was my submission. Most of these cards were from OPO 1. And I believe the championship lot was a promo. And then there were 2 cards. There were SPs from OPO 4. But yeah, this was a crazy submission. And I liked it. And I also did submit a bunch of more One Piece cards to PSA. And there's one Pokemon card I also submit to PSA with those submissions. That will probably be coming back within a month or 2. So if you guys want to see that submission, then remember to hit that subscribe button and click that notification button so notified of whenever I drop a new video. And also leave a like on this video. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, if you guys want me to upload more One Piece content, then hit that subscribe button and click that notification button so you're notified of whenever I drop a new video. But anyways, been your boy Zcash, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!